Hi friends, under electrostatics, now we shall try to understand in this session something what is known as electric flux. Flux basically means number of field lines crossing per unit area. Just like in the case of magnetism, number of magnetic lines of force passing through unit area is called magnetic flux. On the same lines, the number of electrical field lines crossing per unit area can be defined as electric flux. Because this flux, what we are calling, what it denotes, that is the important thing we have to understand. What it indicates. Please remember, the flux always helps us to find out or measure of strength of electric field at that point. Wherever you take, when you measure flux helps us to know how much is the strength of the electric field. So the number of electrical field lines crossing per unit area, if that is called as flux, flux always denotes or flux indicates as a measure of strength of the electric field at that point. Now what we will do is, as an illustration or as an example, take a planar element, a small planar element of an object, right? It is kept normal. Let us say its area is a delta S. Now the field is like this. This is how electrical field lines are going. So this area is kept plane parallel, perpendicular to this. That is normal. That means for this planar element, as a sample is taken as delta S. S is the area, delta is the small area. In the last session, I have already given you an idea about what is meant by an area vector, because the concept of area vector I am going to use here. So for this planar element is kept at normal to the electric field. So therefore, if you see the number of field lines crossing this area is proportional to this value. I am not saying is equal. Please remember, the number of field lines crossing a unit area is proportional to the flux there. So we cannot say that number of field lines crossing is equal to this there. Because what is the reason for this? The number of field lines you are drawing is a matter of how many field lines we choose to draw. Therefore, in that context, we can say that it is proportional. It is not equal. Now, there is a physical significance here. Let me explain that physical significance. Because I am using a relative comparison. So relative number of field lines crossing a given area element at different points. So now what we will do is to understand this physical significance. Here you kept it normal. Now keep it a slightly different slightly tilt area element you take. The field lines are like this. This is the delta S. This is a central point, let us say. This is the central point. Now it is making an angle theta here. In this case, the projection of this area element normal to electric field, here it is making an angle. So therefore, when I say E dot delta S, it will become E delta S cos theta, scalar component. So the number of field lines crossing area is proportional to E delta S cos theta. It is not equal to E delta S theta. Because the theta you are considering here, the angle you are considering here, is a small angle or it is a smaller angle. Smaller angle between whom? Between the electric field and the area element vector. Now you are taking a closed surface. So therefore, there is a small little bit change as far as closed surface is concerned. Now when you are considering a closed surface, now the theta you are talking about, theta is the angle between the electric field and the outward normal to the area element. What is meant by outward normal? If you take this is normal. Now this is the outward normal. Between the field and the outward normal you will take. So that is what you have to observe here. For a closed surface, the angle theta you are measuring is the angle between the electric field and the outward normal. That is what we have to understand. So the moment we say it's an outward normal, interestingly the value will be changing a little bit differently. Now please remember, flux is denoted as phi or delta phi. So therefore flux, how am I calculating? The delta phi here will be E dot delta S. That is E delta S cos theta. We can as well represent the flux as component of electrical field into area element, either way. Because it's a scalar product, you can write in any manner. That means when you write like this, it is nothing but component of electrical field along normal to the area element multiplied by E cos theta into. So that many times you can say multiplied by, or you can say times. Times, what is delta S? Delta S is the magnitude of area element. Times magnitude of area element. So you can write E delta S cos theta as E into delta S cos theta or E cos theta into delta S, either way. Now there is a special case here. if that electrical field you are taking is normal to the area element, implies theta equal to 0. When theta equal to 0, flux will become maximum. So that means when the electrical field is along the area element, flux is maximum. Right? Suppose if theta is equal to 90, then flux is 0. If theta is greater than 90, then automatically cos theta is negative. Cos theta negative means flux is negative. So this is what we have to understand as far as flux is concerned. Clear? Now we want to find total flux. Here you can say delta phi. Flux is nothing but delta phi. When we want to find total flux through what? Through any surface, through any given surface. Whenever we want to find total flux through any surface, first thing we have to do is divide that surface into small area elements. Got the point? That is the reason why in the last session I tried to give you the concept of area vector, because we use the concept area of elements here. So whatever surface you are taking to find the total flux, divide that into number of surface elements and find flux at each element and add them. That is how we find the total flux. So that means if I take a surface like this, I will divide this into number of area elements. For each area element, I will find the individual flux. And after finding the individual flux at each point, I will just add them. Then I will get the total flux. That is what it means. So therefore, if we want to find out total flux through the surface, let us say S, is electric flux, total flux is equal to, you got E and you got delta S at each place. So you have to calculate the sigma. Now, if you take limit of delta S tending to 0 here, now you can do summation. Suppose if it is continuous or distributive charge, so we can apply limit here. So how you can represent this summative? Summative can be electrical flux is equal to closed surface integral. Try to understand. Closed surface integral of this one. This is closed surface integration. This is the point you have to remember. This is how you can calculate the total flux. Now remember, whenever you are using the flux, word flux, flux is a scalar. So therefore, E into ds, you have to calculate units, for example. How do you calculate units? Units of electric field into units of this surface. That's what we will calculate. So Newton per Coulomb into meter square. That means Newton meter square Coulomb inverse is the unit. Now if you are looking at the dimensional formula, field mLt power minus 2 into L square Coulomb A into T minus 1, ampere into ampere per time. So this will become m1 L cube T power minus 3 A power minus 1. This is how you can obtain dimensional formula for flux. So total surface integral we have to calculate for the total flux. Based on this, now we shall try to understand Gauss formula or Gauss theorem. Let me explain the Gauss theorem first. Okay, let us understand a very important concept in electrostatics under flux, something known as Gauss theorem or Gauss theorem or Gauss law or Gauss law, in whatever way you pronounce. Gauss theorem, what basically it talks about? Before I give you the definition scientifically, let me explain the idea how this thought or theorem thought has come. Suppose you take a closed surface. Yes. There is some charge. This is nothing but source of charge. Now this is the surface. Let its volume be V. Now what this theory says is, for this volume in an electrostatic field, the surface integral of the electrical field produced by any source over the closed surface of a volume, that means total electrostatic force over the closed surface, is 1 by epsilon times the total charge. This is what the theorem talks about. If you take a closed surface, yes, which has got a volume V, which has got a source charge, this source charge is producing some electric effect here. So due to this, in this field, the total surface integral, if you take, it is equivalent to 1 by epsilon times of the total charge. This is what this theorem talks about. The statement looks like. So let me write the statement for you. See the statement. Surface integral of electrostatic field E produced by any source means a source of charge, over any closed surface, yes, any closed surface, yes, enclosing a volume V in vacuum. That means total electrical flux over the closed surface. This basically, up to this point, this statement means total electrical flux over the closed surface. Total electrical flux over the closed surface. Same thing can be stated as surface integral of electrostatic field produced by any source over any closed surface enclosing a volume in vacuum is 1 by epsilon times the total charge contained inside S. That is important. See here. surface integral of electrostatic field produced by any source over any closed surface enclosing a volume in vacuum is 1 by epsilon times the total charge contained inside. So instead of the entire surface integral statement, you can write like this. The total electric flux over the closed surface is 1 by epsilon times the total charge. So simply stating, total flux over the closed surface in vacuum is equal to 1 by epsilon into total charge inside the surface. That's how you can simply represent. Total flux is equal to 1 by epsilon into total charge. But important point you have to remember is inside the surface. Let me interpret some important interpretations from this idea before going to the proof of this. Okay, so hope you have understood the statement of this. Simple statement is this, or a detailed definition is this. Total flux is nothing but the surface integrals. So let me make you understand some important points in this. Now from the statement of Gaussian's theorem, important points you have to understand or interpret are: the charge you are taking, I told you that it's inside charge only. So the charge you are taking as inside charge, it may be a point charge or it may be a continuous distributed charge. That is the first point you have to understand. Second, when you are taking charges, you are taking total flux you are calculating. This flux is contributed by all the charges inside. Suppose there are charges outside. These charges which are lying outside the surface area are not contributing anything to this charge. So total charge contribution is only from inside to the total flux. So that is the meaning of this. No contribution from the charge outside the surface to the total flux. That's the second point. The third one is very interesting one. Now the charge you are taking need not be here. It can be anywhere. Wherever you keep the charge, surface integral will not have any effect. So the location of the charge does not have any effect. So that is what is the third point. The location of the charge inside does not affect the value of surface integral. So these are the three important points you have to remember. When I go for proof again, I will re-explain this concept. But from this you try to understand. Total flux over a closed surface in a vacuum is 1 by epsilon times total charge inside the surface. So that is what you have to remember carefully. From that, we have to interpret these points. Charge inside may be a point charge or a continuous charge distribution. There is no contribution from the charges outside the surface to the total flux. And the location of the charge inside does not affect the value of the surface integral. This is what you have to understand about statement of Gauss theorem or Gauss law. Right? In the next session, we shall see the proof of this. Okay?